Well, how's everybody doing? What's God's opinion on divorce? Let's see. In Malachi chapter 2, verse 16 says, "For the Lord, the God of Israel, says he hates divorce and cruel men. Therefore, control your passions. Let there be no divorcing of your wives." Okay, let's back up a little bit. Okay, he says he doesn't like divorce. Cruel men. Could it be that the cruel men that they're talking about here would be the one that maintain order, the man who maintains order in his household by abusing physically his wife? Could it be that? That's a conversation between the person that hasn't that issue and God. You know, we can't judge another person's actions. That's God's job. Okay, Matthew chapter 5, verse 32. "But I say that a man who divorces his wife, except for fornication, causes her to commit adultery if she marries again. And he who marries her commits adultery." Okay, let's continue because there's a theme here. Mark chapter 10, verses 11 and 12. He told them, "When a man divorces his wife to marry someone else, he commits adultery against her. And if a wife divorces her husband and remarries, she too commits adultery." And Luke chapter 16, verse 18 says, "So anyone who divorces his wife and marries someone else commits adultery. And anyone who marries a divorced woman commits adultery." Okay, so basically the only justifiable reason for divorce, according to what's in the Bible, is for fornication, right? Notice that nowhere in there irreconcilable differences is a reason to get divorced. So, now what was God's plan for marriage? In Genesis chapter 2, verse 18, it says, "And the Lord God said, it isn't good for a man to be alone. I will make a companion for him, a helper suited to his needs." It's number one. And then Matthew chapter 19, verses 5 and 6. It says, "And that a man should leave his father and mother to be forever united to his wife. The two shall become one, no longer two, but one. And no man may divorce what God has joined together." Okay. You may have a mama's boy that clings to everything the mother says, even though he's married. He needs to put his mother in his place, in her place. Because you are no longer subjected to your mother. It's your wife who you need to be subjected to. Because it's a partnership as one. If you're ignoring what your wife tells you and not and paying attention to your mother, that's wrong. So, Proverbs 18:22, "If a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing and favor with the Lord." Nowhere in there says, and by the way, heed your mother. You are to honor your parents, but now your loyalty is not to your parents, it's to your wife. So that's a bag of that's like firecracker in a bag of paper that's about to blow up. So take that little nugget, meditate on it, think about it, pray about it, and be blessed.